Well, there was a panel. The panel was people from Bug Music videos from London, and Saatchi and Saatchi's worldwide creative team. So they did the heavy lifting of going through everything, and narrowed it down to, I think it was like 25, and then we narrowed that down to 12 finalists, and then one grand winner who is here. Broadly, I mean, obviously there was tons of stuff that was not so great, yeah. But that's always the case with when you put out an open call for things. I was amazed. There was some very, very strong work. It was picking the winner was hard. There were like the last 15ish were the sort of finalists were all really good, and picking among them, I would say there was like four or five that were incredibly hard to choose between. I mean, the band didn't even agree on which ones we had. It was a long discussion before we could get there. We chose the winner in the end because of that balance of idea and execution. Some of the ideas were amazing, but they weren't quite as well executed, I didn't think. Some of the ideas, some of the execution was fantastic. There were some really well-made films with ideas that were good, but not as great as this one. So we were really impressed with just the spirit of it, and it seemed like Nelson Castro, the winner, had really gotten the ethos of an OK Go video. It was a simple idea done very with great precision. The best work we've made is really collaborative, and the idea is generally sort of a jumping off point, the video we made with Chevy last year, it was me driving a car with these robotic arms that played instruments we had built in the desert. The idea was as simple as, like, a friend of mine who worked at their agency called and said, "Hey, they're looking for crazy car ideas. You got any crazy car ideas?" And I gave them 5 one-line pitches. They weren't. It was just like, we could make a car that plays instruments. We could do that. It's like they're all super simple things, and the idea is as easy as that. Actually getting it to be awesome. Actually getting it there is where the magic happens. And I think for us, the trick is putting ourselves in a situation that other people haven't been in, so that whatever ideas you're having are likely to be ideas other people haven't had. If you do the traditional film business thing or ad business thing of sitting at a desk and trying to come up with the greatest idea you possibly could have, and then trying to plan out every single detail of it, so that when you get to your shoot day, it's as efficient as possible. That will get you the highest production value for dollar, but it'll mean that, like, on your shoot day, you're as efficient as possible and you're not wasting anything ever. However, you are then you're doing the same process that everyone else in the world at their desk is doing, just coming up with ideas. If you put yourself in the middle of a desert with a car and try to start making instruments, it's a much more wasteful process, because you have to try and fail, and but you're responding to a situation that's so wildly different than most people are in, that your answers to the solutions to the problems that come up wind up being solutions nobody could have thought of in advance. I mean, our treadmill video from so many years ago now, the choreography for that there's no way you could choreograph that in your mind. You just have to put a whole bunch of treadmills together and start, hurl yourself at them and see what happens. And most of our, I think the videos that I'm most pleased with, and in fact, even it's the same sort of process for music. You sort of have to put yourself in a new environment to have responses to new problems.